doing?
You are more muscular in person.
You get my deal? I got a couple of tweets from people.
Yeah, so you do tweet yourself. I mean, because that's what
You
we're
know
all.
what? I don't do it a lot, but when I got time, I do it. Like when I'm sitting around here, I got nothing to do. I do it all the time. Yeah, you just missed me. I was in my fairy suit yesterday. I had my pink tights on yesterday.
Are you going to be putting those back on so we can do a photo op later?
I don't know. Am I putting pink tights? Yeah, I'll have them on later.
Awesome, great.
I got this scene, and then I think the next scene I got them on.
I'll sell you out like that.
We want pictures of you in that tutu
Yeah.
You want pictures with me?
Yeah.
I would love them.
Oh, yeah, like this too, but in the tutu.
Yeah. in the
Tutu. We'll wait for tutu pictures.
Driving material.
What does your wife think of you in the tutu and the tights?
Do what?
What does your wife think of you in the tutu and tights?
She thinks it's funny. They were actually my own tights. They were the backup pair. They were the backup pair. I'll take pictures with you if you
Okay,
want.
let's do the Q&A first, then we'll do the pictures. 'cause
Okay.
We have to get some Q&A.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
what made you want to do Tooth Fairy? Two.
Money. My wife likes to shop on the internet. No, you know what? It's a fun movie to do, and I've been wanting to do ever since I did Cars. You know, I got a lot of kids that really like cars, and then I had my own kids. My little girl's 3, going on 4. My little boy's 4, going on Ritalin. But yeah, I had my own kids, and so you start seeing how they react when you do that movie, and you want to do another one. They really liked the first Tooth Fairy, even though they're real little. They still liked it, so I just thought it'd be kind of a cool thing for my kids to see. Plus, it's a fun movie. It's funny. I like the script. Right down my alley.
I heard there was a lot of ad-libbing, though. You know, maybe sometimes the script, mostly ad-libbing.
You know what? I got to tell you, that's the thing with my movies. You just kind of throw this. That's how it is today. We showed up and I had these lines memorized, and I figured, well, you know what? Once we get there, it'll probably change anyway. Which is what it did. I've already done 6 lines a day, and I thought of them all right on the spot. So yeah, a lot of ad-libbing. It's pretty cool, but that's the cool thing about stuff that I get to do. Even when I did, like all my other movies, I did a lot of those. I got to do a lot of ad-libbing. When I did Cars. And now that when Cars 2 comes out, there was a lot of ad-libbing on the script. I got to change things around if I wanted to, which is really nice. And thing with Tooth Fairy 2, it's great because I get to add my own lines. The director's awesome. He's a big fan. So he's like, hey, if you think of something funny, do it. So they give me a lot of free reign, which makes for a real funny movie.
So, how do you think...
I will do the rest with my shirt off. Al is about to leave the room. Now I will go shirtless.
How do you think Tooth Fairy 2 compares with the original Tooth Fairy and you with The Rock?
Well, the first one was good. I mean, my kids liked it. I mean, but the difference is, The Rock is, when I saw him in his Tooth Fairy costume, it wasn't really a Tooth Fairy costume. You know, he looked like he was in a wrestling costume with wings. The Rock is in shape. And so when The Rock's walking around in tights, I was like going, dude, that guy's cut. Look at that. Man, that's awesome. You know what I mean? So it wasn't really that funny. Now you see me walking around in tights, that's funny. My wife says there's nothing funnier than a fat white guy. And that's true. So I just think, it's funnier. It's definitely funnier. I know that much. So.
Larry, let me ask you. You obviously are very good at comedy, verbal comedy. But what about physical comedy? Do you find that just as easy, or is that harder?
You know what? Physical comedy's tough. It really is tough. But I've been goofy my whole life, so I've never, it hasn't been that hard to, I was always a fan of, like when I was a kid, I was a fan of Monty Python's Flying Circus, and I was a fan of Benny Hill, and I was a fan of the Three Stooges, and so it's not, you get in certain situations when you're doing it, it's not, things just come to you, As at the time you're doing it, you're thinking, well, I hope that was funny, I'm not sure, but then you see people there laughing and cracking up, so it's pretty good. It's a lot of fun. It's a good challenge. It's something that's different for me to do. That's why I like doing movies, I mean, my main thing is stand-up. That's my favorite thing to do. But it's just something that's kind of, it keeps you home. You get to film at the house. You get to be around your family. And it's something different. It's a challenge. I like it. It's something completely different. I think my fans like it. Like if I'm a fan of somebody, I like to see them do different things. Like I'm a George Strait fan. So when George Strait put his movie out, Pure Country, I mean, it did okay, you know. But I loved it because I'm a fan of the guy. And it was kind of cool to see him out of his element, doing something different. So that's kind of like me. It's out of my element, you know. I'm not a, you know, but I have fun doing it. My fans seem to like it, so.
Excuse me, they need Larry back on set, but hopefully Larry will come back here.
In tights and a tutu.
Seriously.
Tights and a tutu.
For our photos, of course.
I will wear it in here. I promise I will.
And we'll
Thank
see
you.
You guys aren't going anywhere, are you?